Yo, what is going on, peeps? It's been a minute. What's the vibes? What are you lot telling me? I've been away for a while, gone through a few bits and bobs, but it is us life, and we move. Now we're back, about to drop two vids today. Right now we're doing, because I've missed a lot of match reviews and player ratings, and it's still. Anyway, never mind all that. You know what I'm trying to say? We've missed the play ratings, we've missed the reviews, we've missed the previews. So I'm gonna do a little vid and give the synopsis of the whole season so far, what I've made of it, what I've made of Nuno, and if you know and go back to the start when we signed him and when we was linked with him, I said he is not the man to take us forward, and I weren't happy about it. And when he was made official, I definitely weren't happy. And you can go back and check the receipts. I've been said he ain't the guy, and he's proved that. But as I was saying, I'm doing that vid now, and I'll be dropping another video later with the preview to the game for Man United, and obviously the review will be dropping tomorrow after the game. Kickoff at 5:30. We're back, baby. Back like I never left. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you. We've had a dope beat to step to. If you know, you know. But we moved, we're back, still alive, everything good. But let's not mess about. Let's get to the point of this vid. And I'm just gonna run through the games so far. Not so much the Conference League. I don't care about that, if I'm honest. He doesn't seem to care, and I'm not that pressed. He's not taking it seriously for the most part, so we're not even going to get into that. We're just going to focus on the league here. This is what I care about, the league. Getting into the Champions League, I don't care about the Conference League, because if we win it, all that does is get us into Europa League. Don't want that. So we're not going to talk about those games. They're strictly league games only. So just bear with me. We're going to start and kick it off. First game of the season, Man City. We get battered for pretty much the whole game. City should have scored, didn't. We end up getting a goal. We end that game 1-0, not comfortably, but we win it. We go again, go to Watford, get pretty much battered that game as well. Get the 1-0 victory, penalty from Delhi, who's been poor by the way, but that's another story. And then we go to Wolves, I believe, and we get battered that game as well. But again, we're going to win that game somehow. Then we have international break. He wins manager of the month. Everything's rosy, we're top of the league. And we come back from international break and everything goes to shit from there. We face Palace, we get battered 3-0. Now, people might say Tanganga got sent off, but that whole first half, we did not register a single shot on goal. So whether he got sent off or not doesn't really matter. We were just battered until like the last few minutes started to realise they were in a game and tried, but all that done was leave them open for the counter, and we end up losing 3-0. Go to Chelsea, get stuck 3-0 there as well. No surprise, we got battered then as well. Then the big one that we think they're going to step up for, the North London Derby. 3-0 in the first half. First 34, 35 minutes, we're already 3-0 down and we're out of the game. Second half, we get a consolation, 3-1. Fine. Not great. And for me, that game there was the one that I really thought, you know what, even though this manager is shit and he ain't got a clue, because from what I've seen, the football's worse than Mourinho's, and it's definitely worse than Ryan Mason's. So that should give you some kind of insight into how I feel about the football I'm witnessing right now. It's not great, and hence I'm wearing my old top and not the new one, because this is when we were last good and we last played good football, and I'm yet to see it this season. So I don't know when you'll see me in a new shirt, but it won't be for now by the way these idiots are playing. But that for me was a disgrace. We go to North London derby at Emirates. Fair enough, our record's not great. We've not won many there. Probably like 2 that I could think of. One in the league and one in the cup that I could think of top of the head. But you still expect to go there and make yourself counted and put in a decent shift. Didn't do it, but fine. It's whatever. Not expecting enough from this manager. Tactics awful. Then we go to, I believe, Aston Villa. We win that game comfortably. It was a little edgy actually, but it was 3-1 and we were worthy winners. That game is when I thought the game we were starting to turn and play some decent football, because that game was brilliant. Then went to Newcastle. First 10-15 minutes, awful. They got an early goal, but after that we controlled it. And we went 3-1 up at half time. But big up to the man in the crowd that had some health problems. I think he collapsed in the stadium. And big up Regulon and Eric Dyer for making the referee aware of what's going on and getting the help over there to save that man's life. He's been released. So big him up every time. Big up the man them that came through and made sure that man was safe, and also big up the fan that was a doctor in the crowd that saved his life with CPR, so big him up as well. But again, we 3-1 up at half time, came back second half, didn't try to kill the game off, weren't ruthless, and they got a late goal which caused some nerves for the last few minutes. But we end up winning at 3-2. Then another derby against West Ham, where we know West Ham always turn up. They turned up, and as always, we did not, and we end up losing the game 1-0. And if we're honest, judging from what I saw, it was probably the right result, because we didn't deserve anything. So you put all that into perspective. So just in case you didn't, I will do it for you. We've played Watford, Palace, Chelsea, Arsenal, and West Ham. And I believe we've conceded 10 goals and scored 2, which gives us a -8 goal difference in derbies. When have you ever seen a poor run like that in a derby? From not just from Tottenham, from anybody. We've won one, the Watford one, people are counting, fine. But for me, not really. Derby. But the 4 that I do count, which is Palace, Chelsea, Arsenal and West Ham, we've lost all 4 of them. And as I said, in those games, we scored 1 goal. 1. And we've conceded 10. Now, I ain't no genius, but I don't think those kind of results in a result-driven business are good stats. Now, do I say sack him? Probably not now, but if by Christmas we're still lingering around where we are and not looking great, then I'm sorry, but he has to go. Simple as that. I don't want to give him a whole season because he doesn't do anything. And as you can see, this is the part now we're talking about the manager. The team is what the team is. We had that team, bar Romero who came in and Royale, who are still new, so I'm not really going to judge them. But Romero looks like a decent player, he's solid, and he should have probably played in that North London derby over Sanchez or Dyer. Either or, one of them should have been left out because they were struggling. But I digress. He's come in. It looks like the type of football he's trying to play is counter-attack, which is what he does at Wolves. And that works with the Wolves team because he had a decent defence there, decent midfield, and somewhat decent attack. It was quick, so he could afford to play like that. But you don't have that here at Tottenham, so you have to change and adapt to the players you have around you. And counter-attack football is not how this team is designed to be set up. It's just not going to work. Unless you're playing someone like Man City, fine. The odd game. But he does it every single game. It seems he sets up to counter-attack. Like he thinks he's at wall still. It don't work. It's negative and it's boring and it's not getting results. It's one thing being boring, but if you're not getting results either, then what are we doing? Now the fans that are going there wasting their money and just wasting their time. They don't deserve to go and watch this shit that they're putting on. It's like the players can't be bothered. The players don't even believe in this guy's plans. So it seems like the whole team is down tools in, apart from Son maybe. But even him recently, it looks like he's like, boy, this man don't have a Scooby. I just can't be bothered. And Mora. But a lot of these players have to go as well, along with this manager. Like Delhi, Harry Winks, I'm sorry, but your time's up. Dyer, even though you've done well. And Sanchez, cool, but you have to go as well. Ain't no room for you here. Oliver Skip is doing a much better job than Harry Winks has ever done. Because Harry Winks can't defend and he can't go forward, he can't score, he can't pass, can't do anything. So he's just an extra man in the field, making up numbers. And that's not what we want. But it's been a hard few weeks in the season. This last couple of months is hard to watch. And the way we're going right now, European football is definitely not in question for next season. Not even this Conference League, nothing. And at the same time, I think that's what they probably need, like Arsenal, not getting no European football and just concentrating on the league and the domestic cups. No Thursday games and then playing on Sunday, because it seems like they can't cope with both. Or this manager can't cope with both. But I said from the start he was not the man for this job. And the fact that the club went and met with this guy tells me everything I need to know about this bottle job club, that they're not trying to win anything. They're just happy to just be there and just be average. As long as they can get a little money from here, and they don't care. And that's what it seems like, a money grab. Because this football is not good. This manager has no idea. All he does for 70 odd minutes, especially if they score early, is he will stand with his arms folded. Once they score, you know the position is going to resume and it's going to be this. Arms folded, or he's going to be doing this, looking dumb on the touchline. And that's all he does. He won't make a sub till 75, 80 minutes. Like his name's Arsene Wenger. He doesn't know what to do. It's like he just freezes. And if we're losing and you turn the game around, you need to make subs. Not stand there and keep watching the same man just fail and fail and fail until there's almost no time left. And you're like, oh yeah, I have subs. Let me make a quick sub. And when he does make a sub, 9 times out of 10, he usually takes the one player off. He might take off someone like Ndombele, who's not the worst player on the pitch. Or you just take off people that, for me, shouldn't be off. He would leave people like Lo Celso or Dele on and take off Ndombele. And I don't get it. But this season is just not going well. This team's not doing great. This manager don't have a clue what's going on. You put that all together, you just got a recipe for disaster. So just watch this space, fasten your seatbelts and get ready for a bumpy ride, because that's what we're on right now. Every single Tottenham fan all over the world, you see in the football, and the ones that have to stay up late and get up early and whatnot to watch them games, like 3 in the mornings and all that shit, they're the ones I feel sorry for, because they're getting up to watch that absolute dross, boring football. And he came in, and if I remember correctly, verbatim, he said, I'm coming to play the Tottenham way. He said the Tottenham way. And this is not the Tottenham way that I'm used to. Even when we were getting battered back in the 90s, early 2000s, we were not great. We played much better football than this. And for the young ones that don't know, I'm telling you now, go and do your research. We played much better football than this. It was not a snore fest. It wasn't boring. We probably got punished because sometimes we were too adventurous. But at least they gave it the ball and they had a goal. We're getting battered and we're not even having a goal. That for me, as a Tottenham fan, can't run. I'm sorry. I'm not going for that. Now, I've seen bad days, I've seen good days, I've seen brilliant times, but nothing like this, what I'm seeing right now. People are saying, calling for Mourinho's head when he was playing like this. And it wasn't like this. Mourinho was nothing like this. Now, the fans that were all saying, oh yeah, Nuno in, oh yes, we love Nuno, are now Uno out, and all I've seen is Nuno out ever since. Get him out the door. That seems like pretty much what all the fans are going with, and that seems to be the stance from what I've seen. That's the consensus out there, that he needs to leave because he ain't gonna take us where he want to be. He just about got us through against Burnley into the last 8. I think this is the last 8. Have a fucking go, man. Seriously, like, come on. Excuse my French, but listen, if you're a kid and you're not allowed, then whatever, I'm grown, and this is how I feel. And I swear, I have a child as well, so it is what it is. She knows better than to swear and copy what I say. So if your kids are gonna swear, then that's on you. But I'm just saying, like, come on, man. We're all grown, you're getting paid a lot of money to do a job that you're not doing. Let me put it like this and wrap this video up. You go to work, your normal job, you go to your normal job, you go to work, you get paid to do a job, but you're not really doing it, you're doing it half-assed. You're not really in, but you're not really out. You're just tethering the line, on the fence, if you will. You're going to get called in eventually by your manager to have a little improvement meeting, like, you know what, we see where you're working, you need to improve, or we're going to give you a little final warning. If then it carries on, you'll be sacked. And you're like, okay, fine. Come in, don't change, you're still doing the same shit you was doing before. You have that other meeting, this is your final chance. You're like, okay, yeah, final chance. Yeah, I get it. I'm being paid to do a job. Let me go and do it. Start doing it maybe 1-2 days, maybe a week. Then after you drift off again, back to your old ways. Guess what's gonna happen to you? You're gonna get sacked. It's a performance-driven business, and football is a result-driven business. So I'm expecting, seeing as he's an employee, so he can be changed, he can be sacked, and it is what it is. He's just an employee. But he seems like they're gonna back him. They don't seem to care that the fans are in uproar, and we're fed up of this football already, and it's only about to hit November, so we've got a good few more months of watching this absolute dross. So we've got another, let's say, 6 months of this, with this manager at the helm. Now, albeit, I think they didn't want him, but everyone else shut it down. But I'm guessing everyone shut it down because you lot had no type of aspirations to win anything. Now, who wants to be a manager just to come in and just be there, not win anything? If I get a manager that comes in that don't want to win, which is probably why this guy's got the job, because it seems like you don't want to win anything, then that's not the manager for me. I want a manager that's going to come in and want to win trophies, attempt to win trophies at least, to make us believe that he wants to win them, rather than this guy that just seems to just be going through the motions. It seems like it's just pure vibes. If I want vibes, I would sit at home or have a nice little Copperberg, or I'll go to a damn rave or a party and vibe there. But this is football, this ain't no damn vibes. This ain't no chill session. get the damn wins, put in a performance at least minimum. That with the fans and say, you know what, we lost, but at least these men left everything on the pitch. I'm not gonna lie to you, the Mellors left, and in that midfield, you hardly see anyone putting in that kind of commitment that he put in. You don't. You see man pull out of tackles, man just half-ass, and I'd probably say the closest person maybe Oliver Skip, who I see actually putting in some passion, but that's because he's got his chance as a young player to come into his first team and he's taking it. So he's hungry. But some of the more experienced players I'm seeing duck out of tackles, not really on it. Højbjerg maybe sometimes, yeah, but not like the Mellor was. Bang on it every game, on it. Man was getting yellow cards, red cards because he was maybe a bit too much on it at times. But I'm not going to punish, I'm not going to attack a man for having passion and want to win. And know what it means to the fans. But for me, the questions need to be asked. Is this man the right man for the job and the right guy to take us forward? The consensus is he's not. Obviously, there's some fans who it's their opinion will probably say no. It's going to be because they don't like managers getting sacked and whatnot. And obviously, they're going to have the ones that are on the fence. They're not in, but they're not out. That's with every club, and you just can't avoid that. Some people just like, they don't like that kind of people losing their job type of thing, and I get it. But at the same time, this isn't time for no emotional attachment. This guy's already joined here this summer, just before the start of the season. It's not like he's like a Alex Ferguson or Arsene Wenger Arsenal. It's nothing like that. It's been there 2 minutes. There should be no emotional attachment to say, yeah, get him out the door. Even if Potts, for me, was here for 4 or 5 seasons, and when he left, even though we got to the Champions League final season before and we probably should have won because Liverpool weren't great, but he got it wrong. He started Kane and took Lucas out. He shouldn't have done it. Or either way, he should have found a way to put Lucas into that team, but he didn't. But the season after, the results were not great. And it looked like it was a bit stale. People figured it out and it was time for change. And I agreed. I wasn't like, oh yeah, running him out the door, slagging him off, but he's done his thing, he's run his course. You have to leave. You have to move on and find something else. That's it. You can let this manager go without being disrespectful and whatnot. Just say you're not the man for the job. Simple. People saying that we're a big club, one of the big 6, but we're not moving like it if we're gonna keep this guy in the job just cause. When Everton got Benitez, we should have been linked with Benitez. And Everton should have Nuno and we should have Benitez. Because I think Benitez comes in this team, he's got some good players here. He's going to do a much better job. Or Ranieri at Watford, he comes to Tottenham, he does a much better job than what Nuno's done. Because they've won stuff. Nuno's hardly won anything. Maybe a Portuguese Cup. Whoop-de-doo. That's about it. We need winners to motivate this team to be winners. And obviously we have Mourinho, but we know what Mourinho's like. He's a winner, but at the same time, he can be very, I could see he could be annoying and negative, we'll say that. Because he will throw your ass under the bus and feed you to the lions by saying your name. He doesn't care. So his man managing isn't probably great, which is what can hinder some of these players that are a bit soft. Because this is social media and these players are all soft. You say anything, they cry. They go online and cry. That's what it is. But you need someone that can do balance both. Either you can be a good man manager and a manager, but some people are just good at managing people, but they just can't manage a club. That good people person. That's Solskjaer apparently. The players love him as a person, but as a manager, he's not great. But they've got individual brilliant players that can win them games. We have match winners as well, but it seems like they need a bit more. They can't just come together and say, you know what, forget what this manager's saying, let's do what we want to do and come through. It's that they have to stick to what the manager says because they're scared to step out of line. And that's just how it works. You could have match winners, but if they don't want to step up, then they're not going to win the match for you. And it seems that's where we are right now with this team and this manager. Get him out the door now. I've been saying it from when he was in that I want him out. So now he's in, still want him out. If he wins a cup, don't care, want him out. Because he's not the man to take this club that I love and I've loved for how many years, 20 odd plus years, any further than where we are. He's going to leave us right here, and I want to go up there. If anything, it's going to take us below the line. And the football I've been seeing, definitely below average. So for me, it's not the way, and he's got to get the hell out. Simple as that. Ain't no two ways about it. He's not the man to take us forward. He's not good. Football's boring. Who wants to watch it? Definitely not me. And I'm sure there's a million other fans who feel exactly the same way from what I've seen in the comments and online. So it is what it is. But I'm back. Don't worry. Videos will be back. As I said, I'm doing a preview for the game tomorrow. That'll be dropping today. I'm gonna do that later on. And obviously after the game, we're gonna have the review and player ratings. So look out for that. That'll be tomorrow. But we're back. Obviously, it's been a couple of months. I know it's been a while. I've missed you lot, and I've missed making my videos. If I'm honest, I like to get my shit off. I haven't been able to vent properly on here, so it's nice to get back on it and be back up and running. So just look out for that. Make sure you turn your notifications on. I forgot to say that at the start. It's my bad, I'm a bit rusty, but make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, and big yourselves up every time. To everyone that's watched it, I know it's nearly half an hour, so I'm gonna wrap it up, but it is what it is. Make sure you subscribe, big yourselves up, have a good weekend, look out for the other videos, and most importantly, Nuno out. Peace.